Brooklyn, we go hard. We go hard. 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 Brooklyn, we go hard. We go hard.
Okay, so I can see myself. Excuse my don't excuse anything. I plan to dye my hair tomorrow, so I had to comb it out. And so I just put it in these little pigtails, you know. I know a lot of people do that, you know, when I can't keep seeing that green light. I don't know what that green light is. They do that on YouTube, like if they are not like all made up, and I'm guilty of it too, so I'm not throwing shade, I'm just saying. If you're not like all made up and looking perfect, you know, you'll say like, oh, excuse my this, excuse my that, but why though? Like, this is me, all right? This is how I look. So if you don't like it, you can click off. Not seriously though, but I plan to dye my hair again. As you can see, I have like at least 3 to 4 inches of new growth, and my hair is naturally this dark brown color. I don't know if you can see, but the front of my hair is this light color. A lot of people ask me how I dye my hair the way I do it, because if I wear it back, you can't tell that it's this color, but if I wear it out, then you can tell that it's this color. And I've discussed this before on my channel in the past. It's just a certain way that I dye it where I'm able to change it up depending on, you know, how I wear it, and I like it that way. Tomorrow I'm actually dyeing my hair a different color, which I've never used before. It's a blonde color because I try to stay within 50 shades of blonde. Yeah, no, I got 50 shades of blonde in my hair. But my hair darkens up, you know, as time goes on, and now it's growing back, and I've been having like little gray hairs here and there, and I'm getting some more, so I gotta dye my hair, and I don't feel any type of way about that. I'm a young 34-year-old, and I started getting gray hair I think when I turned like 29. Little gray hair started coming, and now I have more, but I knew I was gonna get gray hair kind of soon because everybody in my family got gray hair at an early age. On my mom's side. On my dad's side, not so much. My dad still, although he's balding in the middle, he still has like his reddish brownish hair. Like, that's my natural color, like a reddish brownish color, and he doesn't have gray hair. But my mom has gray hair, my grandfather had gray hair, my aunts have gray hair, all of my mom's side. So I was like, you know what, I know I'm gonna get gray hair sooner or later. And yeah, about like 28 or 29 is when I started getting gray hair. So I'm home tonight. It's All-Star weekend. Hubby went to his mother's husband's All-Star game. They invited me. I didn't want to go. I cooked for them. I made a rum punch, which you'll probably know because it'll be in previous clips before this. I just didn't feel like going. Like, people say I'm a loner, and I possibly am. Like, I have to be in the mood to be bothered with people, but I'm sure everybody's like that. Like, I have girlfriends that are like always out, always at parties, always at functions. My husband's family, they are like always having an event, always doing something. My family, they have their little get-togethers, but everybody lives far. So to me, it's just like, I don't be wanting to be bothered. And I've always been like that, even when I was like a young child. Like, I never wanted to be bothered. Like, God bless the soul of my baby brother, but when we were kids, like, my parents would force me to play with him because he always wanted to play with me, and I never wanted to play with him. Like, I would always be like, I am doing my own thing, and my parents would be like, you can't act like that to your brother, you have to include him. And I'm just like, but why? Like, I had already had like my Barbie set up and had my little town how I wanted it. So if my brother started playing with me, then I had to accommodate his little toys and Ninja Turtles and cars, and I just didn't want that. But you know, me and my brother was super close. We was just really close, and I miss him so much. And honestly, I think about him every single day, and I'm not gonna cry. My husband just actually asked me, because this is the month of his birthday. His birthday's in a few days, and every time we get to this month, my husband always does like something special for me, because he knows that like I'm probably going through something. So I'm sorry, y'all, I'm not even like an emotional person, but like when it comes to my brother, he's like the person I love the most in my life, besides like my husband. My brother was like the closest person I've ever been to in my life to this day. But so my husband will always try to, you know, take me somewhere or do something really nice to ease like the pain of losing him. And I think that's so sweet. Like last year, he had sent flowers to my job, you know, in memory of my brother, just to, you know, keep me in a positive state. And I just thought that was so sweet. And you know, this year we actually were supposed to go somewhere, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen, because we have some other things coming up, and like, you know, the plans just is not gonna allow us to go somewhere right now. We were actually supposed to be away this weekend, the All-Star weekend or whatever, but that didn't work out. We waited too long, and then we just found out we're gonna have to take a trip for one of hubby's cousins' graduations, and then we're supposed to be going on a cruise. It's just like so much going on, and I'm grateful to have like so many things going on in my life all the time. You know, there are some dull moments, but there is always something right around the corner that's going on. But anyway, back to my brother. Yeah, his birthday's coming up, and it's really hard for me. Like last year, the hubby, like I said, he sent flowers to the job, and then one night in the summertime, like we were outside in our yard, just like we were just so grateful and thankful for like all the things that we have been blessed with. And hubby and I were having some real hard times, like not too many years ago, you know. And I just keep it real. Like people will look at you and think like your relationship is so perfect, or if you never talk about negative things, like people think like, oh please, you fake, blah blah blah. But it's not true. Just because you don't share your whole life and every single thing that goes on in your life doesn't mean there are not other things going on in your life. But I digress. We were out in our yard last summer, like towards the end of the summer, just being grateful and just thanking God for all the things that we've made it through, and all the humps that we had to get over, and how hard we worked, and you know, all of our plans and all of our putting things on hold, and all of that worked out, you know. And it humbles you so much. And I don't know how we started talking about my brother, but we started talking about my brother. And hubby knows like I'm not really a super emotional person. Like things don't really, they may bother me, but I don't show it, you know, like I don't show it. And that's just something that has always been with me. But like I said, the one thing now is my brother's a very sensitive subject, but we started talking about him. And I was just telling my husband like how great of a person he was, like, you know, to everybody. Like my brother touched so many people in his life. Like he was just a good human being, and he was way better than me. Let me tell you, like coming up, I was a mean girl. Like not mean in that sense, but like he was just like the type of person that wanted to talk to everybody, that wanted to be friends with everybody, that had, you know, positive words for everybody. I was more of like a loner, like didn't want to be bothered with people, like focused on my own thing. And he, being younger than me, he totally like opened me up to receiving blessings, you know, or being more open to people. And that I'm so grateful for. Like just he was like a little kid to me, you know, but he was so beyond his age. Like it was just amazing. You know what I mean? My brother was trained in classical music. Like, he knew how to play the piano, and you know, people would look at him and not think that this little guy had so much talent and he could touch so many people in so many different ways. Like, I'm just so still like devastated, like, that he's not here any longer. But you know, I know God has a plan for him. I know that he's watching over me, he's watching over my family. And it's just like so many things that happen. Like, I'm gonna put this down. There's so many things that happen now that he's gone, but like, it's just clearly signs that he's still here. And you know, some people don't believe in that. Some people don't believe in angels. Some people don't believe that there's life after you die, things like that. But I believe. Let me tell you, there has been so many things that have happened in my life that I cannot even completely talk about, because you would be like, yo, you're crazy. But I'm definitely not crazy. And my brother has let me know so many times since he has passed that he is not gone from my life. And it's just like so obvious, you know, and to some degree that offers me some comfort, because I'm like, okay, well, he's not physically here, but he is definitely spiritually here with me, and he might be here somewhere right now, you know. But yeah. Oh, I was gonna share one more thing with y'all, and I'll just move because the light's not so good over there. Is that the other night, right? I'm just gonna say this real quick. I'm not gonna get into a whole big speech about it, but if any of you are familiar with the 11:11 symbolism, leave your comment down below. Like, I mean, if you see 11:11, if you're always looking at the clock at 11:11 or 1:11, then you will know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, then you really won't know. You could do your own research, but it's a spiritual awakening, and it's started happening to me honestly right after my brother passed. Like, I would constantly see 11:11, 11:11, 11:11, and I was just like, yo, this cannot be a coincidence that I'm constantly seeing 11:11, right? That's what I'm gonna tell y'all. So a few days ago, I think I was off of work. It might have been one of the snow days, right? And my husband and I were in the living room, and we were watching a movie, and he fell asleep. He always falls to sleep. And I at was doing something else, and I always happen to look at the clock at 11:11. I even screenshot 11:11 on my phone because I always look at the clock at 11:11. So I've started to screenshot when I look at 11:11. So anyway, I looked at the clock. It was 11:11 p.m., right? So I was just actually thinking about something, and I was like, universe, you are totally messing with me, right? Fine. So I decided to get my husband up, tell him, go to bed. He goes to bed, and I'm turning out the lights in the house, making sure everything's off, tidying up a little bit, right? In my mind, I'm like, what is the universe trying to tell me, right? Soon as I cut off everything in the house, I walk in my bedroom, and we have shades in the bedroom now. We still haven't replaced the damn the window treatment. We bought new window treatment and everything. We just haven't replaced it. But the shade happened to be up in the bedroom, right? Everything else was pitch black. You couldn't see in the house or anything, right? There was so much snow outside, and we have a motion detector in our yard. So if you walk up, even from the foot of the driveway, the light is coming on to let us know somebody's on the property. As soon as I walk into my bedroom, I look out the window. The motion light was not on yet. I see a big ass deer. I mean, this deer was like at least 400 pounds and very tall. And it like freaked me out, right? Because I've seen deer up here before, but never physically in my yard. So as soon as I like noticed, he started to walk closer, and then the motion light came on, right? So I'm calling my husband. I'm like, get up, look at this, there's a deer in here, right? And he's like, what? I'm like, there's a deer in the yard. So he's like, okay, whatever. Like he was half asleep, but he was just like, okay, Crystal, like, is he doing? What is he doing? And I was like, I don't know. He's just standing there, right? He ain't care. So I'll go closer to the window, right? And the deer is like by a tree on the side of our driveway, right? And he's just standing there, right? So I'm like, what is wrong with this deer? Like, why is he? Usually, like, they get scared quickly. So as soon as that motion light came on, which is very bright, I thought that the deer was gonna run off, but he did not. Or she, I have no idea. And the deer is standing there. So I move closer to the window to try to like look. The deer looks up at the window at me. And I'm just like, okay. Like, the deer was staring directly at me. I'm not bullshitting y'all, okay? And there's no way the deer could have heard me, could have seen me, anything like that. It was pitch black in my bedroom. The windows are closed. Our windows are sealed. So it's not like he heard me or anything. But somehow, that deer sensed that I was in that window. So I'm like, what do you want, deer? In my head, I'm like, what do you want, deer? And the deer is walking closer in our yard, closer to the house, right? And constantly like still looking up at the window. So now I'm getting scared because I'm like, this is just too freaky for me. But I couldn't move. I could not move. The deer did not take his eyes off of me, right? So the sensor turned off and then turned back on, right? Looking at the deer, I just was just like, in my head again, like, what am I supposed to be getting from this? And then as soon as I said that, the deer kind of like walked towards the back of my yard. So I run to the other window, lift up the shade, and I tried to get my phone because I wanted to record it because it was just like the freakiest shit ever. And I'm gonna insert a clip from the next morning. I actually had recorded the deer's footprints in the snow. And anyway, this is the deer's footprints from last night when he first was walking through the yard. See? Once I walked to the back of the yard, the deer wasn't looking at me anymore, but he gracefully like walked out of the yard and then disappeared. That was the freakiest shit ever that happened to me. Why was that deer looking at me? Was that a sign? You know what I mean? Like they say animals possess spirits or whatever. I don't know if it's true, if it's not true, but it was very freaky. I was scared at first, but then it was more peaceful. Like once the deer like gracefully just walked out of my yard, like it was just like I felt so at peace. So yeah, y'all, just sometimes things happen to you and it could mean nothing, or it could mean you just got blessed, or you know, giving you a message from another realm. You don't know. So that's all I want to share with you guys. I know I rambled, but 17 minutes, oh my god. Bye.